There we go. I'm unmuted. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, in different location, but I told you, we moved out of our old house. We're staying with my parents for 2 more nights, and we're taking a cross-country RV road trip. I'll still be making content from the road. I'll be going live every day. I'll be making news updates. I'm not just going to be in hiatus, but let's get right into this. Your favorite girl, Hillary Clinton, is back. She is one of the options and one of the leading options to replace Joe Biden. Not only that, but the Biden administration just took their worst hit. Biden himself took his worst hit when it comes for re-election. A senator that is running for re-election, a Democrat senator, just called for Joe Biden to step down. Not only that, but there are right now protests outside of the White House, with youth, Gen Z, and teens saying, hey, ho, Joe, thank you, but you gotta go. And we're about to get right into that. I want to respond to this question. Either Monday or Tuesday, I will be making it. There is now reports of a third shooter. I know it sounds crazy, but there are reports of a third shooter. I'm getting everything put together. I'll make sure it's worth it. I'll do a live. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into that, big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Mike Lindell, with his company's My Store in My Pillow. Use promo code ANN at checkout, the letters A and N, for huge discounts on pillows, sheets, coffee. Let's get right into it. Give this video a thumbs up if you're in. Please give this video a thumbs up. Now, biggest defection yet. Swing state Democrat senator up for re-election tells Biden to get out. In an ongoing soap opera as Biden's candidacy churns, we may have seen the biggest plot twist yet. A swing state senator up for re-election telling Biden publicly that he needs to quit. In a short, tearsly worded statement Friday night, Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown urged President Joe Biden to drop his campaign for a second term, joining 35 Democrats in Congress, Forbes reported. Now, that's just, a huge list. Over the last few weeks, I've heard from Ohioans on important issues. This is a quote from the senator, such as how to continue to grow jobs in our state, give law enforcement the resources to crack down on fentanyl, protect Social Security and Medicare from cuts, and prevent the ongoing efforts to impose a national abortion ban, he wrote in a statement. These are the issues Ohioans care about, and it is my job to keep fighting for them. So in other words, he's saying these are the issues. Joe Biden cannot solve these issues. People in my state of Ohio don't trust you, Joe. So Joe, drop out. Darren's, go to, if you want to, now I don't want to just throw a video together talking about the shooter. I want as much evidence as out there. Go to the Gateway Pundit. After this live, they've reported on the third shooter. Same with Trending News Politics. I'll actually pull something up after this. I'll pull something up. I'll show you. Now, let's go to the next cut about our homegirl, Hillary Clinton. She's running. Hillary Clinton floated as Biden replacement amid Democrat turmoil. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how much sweeter would Trump's 2024 victory be if they get Joe out, they replace him with Hillary, and Trump spanks her again? I don't know. That's my guess. The Democrat Party is in disarray as they try to push Joe Biden out of the way. Obama and Pelosi are orchestrating damaging leaks to the media in an effort to drive Biden out of the 2024 race. Joe Biden is currently fuming at his Rehoboth Beach house as Democrats plan a coup against him with rumors of an open convention. Kamala Harris is jumping on donor calls and rallying supporters in North Carolina as Biden hides at the beach house compound. Now, there's a huge super PAC. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's a huge Democrat pro-Biden super PAC, and they were donating tens, hundreds of millions of dollars to Joe Biden, the Democrats, and the Biden administration. Now, 9 days ago now, they put a hold on over $90 million that was already pledged to the Biden campaign. They said, no, we're not going to give it to you. And if Joe Biden is the guy at the top of the ticket, we're not giving it to you. Replace him. After the shooting on Monday, so 4 days ago, the Monday after the Trump shooting, the same super PAC said, it doesn't matter if you replace him. We don't care. We are not investing our money, our millions into the presidential race against Trump. And they changed their tactics. So they said now they are going to invest all that money that they were going to throw at Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for re-election. They are now going to look at Democrat Senate and Congress seats that are up in the air and invest in those so that they can at least try to have some wiggle way so that when Trump wins the White House, maybe they can at least hold on to the Senate or maybe flip the House even. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. I think people, and when J.D. Vance was picked as the vice president, there was a lot of people that told me, we don't like him. I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who his VP is. Nobody's voting for the vice president. Everybody's voting for Trump. Trump is the guy. No one's going to be going this election year to vote and say, should I vote because of the VP or not? No one cares. Everybody's voting for the Don. Everybody's voting for the guy who was indicted, who was investigated, who was spied on, whose house was raided, who took a bullet for our great republic. Now, before I move on, a lot of people are saying, man, I love Trump. He took a bullet for us, and that's great. Maybe you're not a Christian, but if you love the fact that Trump took a bullet for you and if you're an American, there's this other guy that you would love. He actually died for you, and he came back from the grave for you. Trump took a bullet to the ear, and that's awesome. But somebody actually died for you. Just saying, that is pretty cool. Now, let's jump. Hold on. Let me pull something out. Something up here. Boom, boom. Okay. I'll show this at the end. A small proof of a third shooter, not a second shooter. Let's go to Twitter, and then I'll do that. So here's what's happening. Here's what's happening around the White House tonight. So first, we're going to watch J.D. Vance. He responds to Kamala Harris saying that J.D. Vance is not loyal to the country. Oh, yeah.
Kamala Harris said something to the effect that I have no loyalty to this country.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Well, I don't know, Kamala. I did serve in the United States Marine Corps and build a business. What the hell have you done other than collect a check?
Because Kamala, I fought in the Marine Corps, started a business in this country and employed Americans. What the hell have you done besides collect a check, a taxpayer paid check? I love it. I love it. Now, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. This is of the White House today. It's a bunch of people, but yeah, this dude's a little older. I can't say he's, Gen Z or youth. They're all saying, pass the torch to the 66. Listen to the 66% because over 66% of Democrats want Joe out, right? Pass the torch, thinking quitting. Okay, let's play this. Pass the torch, pass the torch, pass the torch, pass the torch. Before we continue the video, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you this. Who's funding that? Do you think that all these people just got together and said, hey, let's go to the White House and protest our favorite president? No. The Democrats are doing this to him. The Democrats are doing this to him.
Thank you, Joe. It's time to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Thank you, Joe. It's time to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Thank you, Joe. It's time to go.
Thank you, Joe, but it's time to go. Here we go. Another one.
Thank you, Joe. It's time to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Thank you, Joe. It's time to go. Hey, hey.
Oh, these people are hilarious. These people are. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the confusion that is happening in the Democrat Party, I keep saying this and I'll keep saying this. Let's go back memory lane down to 2020. The Democrats used the China thing, right, that flew in. They used that. They used George Floyd. They used the riots, the protests, the fake news against Trump to do what? Cause disorder among the American people. Confusion among the American people. They caused division within the American people, but they themselves were unified to get Trump out and get Joe in because he was a puppet that they could control. 4 years later, there's confusion, there's chaos, there's division, but not among the American people or the Republican Party. No, the American people, the Republican Party are more united than ever before behind Trump and the MAGA movement. Well, there is confusion, there's division, there is civil unrest and war among the Democrat Party. Yep. Here's the third shooter coming from trending. I'll be making a really longer video about this. Justin, Trump news confirms there was a third shooter at Trump rally. New details have emerged on the Secret Service counter sniper who was able to neutralize would-be presidential assassin Thomas Matthew Crooks with a 1 in a million shot immediately after the gunman opened fire. Citing a source who had been briefed on the investigation, Fox News confirmed previous reports that a third weapon was fired through the attempt on former President Trump's life. All we know is here's what everyone's talking about. There was Crooks on the rooftop. There was somebody on the water tower. And now they're saying there's a third guy that was in the building where Crooks was on the roof. He was in the building looking out the window. Those are the rumors. But here's what we know. Crooks played in a Black Rock commercial. So Crooks was in a Black Rock commercial. The building that Crooks climbed up on, Black Rock purchased it less than 2 months ago. If I'm not mistaken, less than a month ago. Not only that, many of the buildings around there, Black Rock purchased very, very recently. And a Black Rock child company, right? Black Rock's the parent company of it. It's a stock trading company. shorted Donald Trump's media company stock. They shorted over 12 million of the stock 6 days before the attempted shooting, assassination. Hear that again. BlackRock owned the building. BlackRock owned the kid because he was in their ads. BlackRock owned many of the buildings, and BlackRock shorted Donald Trump's media company stock over $12 million worth of it just 6 days before the attempted assassination. On top of that, Victoria Nuland was, I think, on MSNBC 3 days before the attempted assassination and said, I don't believe Trump will be president. I think there's a surprise coming his way. There's a surprise coming his way? Victoria Nuland went on Ukrainian news several months ago and said, there is a surprise in store for Vladimir Putin and the Russian people. 3 days after that, no, 2 days after that, the Crocus terrorist attack where 157 innocent civilians were slaughtered by Islamic terrorists, right? They were ISIS. Yeah, sure, Obama. 2 days after she goes on Ukrainian television and says there is a surprise coming to Vladimir Putin and the Russian people, guess what happened? That's when the Crocus terrorist attack happened. Again, she does it 3 days before Trump assassination attempt. She's on MSNBC saying, I don't think Trump will be president. There's going to be a surprise for him. Not only that, but the detail on Donald Trump's Secret Service team that day, they were all rookies. They were all beginners. Not only that, but the morning of the shooting, the kid's parents, over 10 hours before the shooting, called the local police department and said, our son is missing. He hates Donald Trump and he stole the rifle. Not only that, but 64 minutes before he took the shot, the Secret Service already was watching him. He was walking around with one of those scopes, a Find Ranger scope. People have, it's all over Twitter, people have the dude on the water tower swinging down like James Bond from 007, getting into a black SUV and getting out of there. People got the license plate on camera. You run the license plate, it goes back to the federal government. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Monday morning, my wife, and my kids were going for a cross-country, road trip. But don't worry, I got Wi-Fi set up. I'm bringing this laptop with me. I'll still be live streaming every day. I'll still be uploading every day, and I'll be doing interviews across the nation. I might meet up with one or two of your favorite other guys that make content like me. Maybe Neil Johnson. Maybe. Will I be in Washington, D.C. in a couple of weeks outside of the same White House where Joe is, standing there with the Trump 2024 flag, saying, hey, ho, ho, Joe, you got to go? I will, and I'll record it, and I'll probably go live stream it for you. You got to see it. It's going to be fun. We're going to go. We're going to see the country. It's going to be huge, and it's going to be great. So, guys, I appreciate all your prayers. Now, thank you guys so much for all that you do. My thoughts on President Zelensky contacting President Trump. So my whole relationship with Zelensky is really, when Zelensky ran for president, he said all the right things. There's even footage of where he gets on his knees and says, I am ready to get on my knees in front of Vladimir Putin, in front of the Russian people, in front of the people of Donbass to end this war. Because when he was running, there was a civil war in East Donbass. While he was running for president, he actually met with Putin several times, talking to him. Before he ran for politics, him and Putin were great friends. There's pictures of Zelensky and Putin shaking hands. Zelensky flying to Kremlin, staying at the Kremlin, hanging out with Putin. Putin coming to Kyiv for Zelensky's live shows. It's all on the internet. It's simple to find. And then when he won, the very next morning, he was doing his first interview. There was fear in his eyes. He was no longer speaking boldly and saying, let's end this war. There was fear. It's kind of like when he won and went back to the Oval Office, whatever they call it back there, the president's office. Somebody probably in black suits with badges came in and said, hey, buddy, you may have won the election, but we run everything around here. You want your wife and kids, to be healthy and happy? Oh, we'll give you a bunch of money, but you're going to do whatever we tell you to do. And I think he called him because he understands Trump is going to win. Also, I think he called him because maybe that's his final hope without getting completely taken out by the CIA once he's used for their purposes. Once his purpose has run out, what does the CIA usually do? He's too much of a liability. We got to whack him. And so I think him calling Trump was, one, admitting election's over, Trump's going to win. Two, trying to already kind of get on the good side of Trump. That's my opinion. But again, the way he ran and then how he changed overnight right after he won the election, it's scary. People don't change that much overnight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Who called? Zelensky called Trump. He called JD Vance first, but JD Vance ignored his call. And then he called Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe. Hit that bell notification. God bless you. Pray for Trump. Pray for the election. Pray for your family. Pray for your city and your country. Better's not good enough. The best is yet to come.